Hello, dosto. My name is Deepak, and I am a tax code advisor. Now, today we are going to talk about Tesla. Why Tesla? Well, lately I've been hearing a lot of news, or not maybe even not in news, but more of a conversation or feeling of sadness. People are like, I knew Tesla is going to do great. I knew Tesla is a wonderful company. I knew Tesla has a great product. I knew everything about Tesla, and I didn't buy it. And I missed out on huge opportunity in Tesla. I mean, look at the stock. It went from 130, 40 bucks to almost 430 bucks today. Today is December 23rd. And that is the kind of conversations I'm hearing on regular basis. People are afraid, people are scared, people are depressed. At the same time, people are happy. There are people I meet who invested heavily in Tesla and they're saying, like, I told you so. I told you Tesla is going to make it happen. And you didn't listen to me. And then there are YouTubers who who are like making a big fuzz around this, like, hey, I told you to invest in Tesla. We've been investing in Tesla for 5 years, 10 years, whatever. And look what happened. You guys all missed out. You guys are all losers, this and that. And this is creating a fear of missing out on people. People are afraid. People are scared. People are going like, oh my God, maybe you need to go back and start really buying into Tesla. Maybe Tesla can do something awesome going forward. And I'm going to address all of these concerns for you guys today. I'm going to make you feel better. I'm going to tell you why you were not wrong. And I will also tell you how should you think about Tesla going forward and how you can take advantage of opportunity, or for that matter, even other opportunities. Like I have said many, many times, I'm a big believer of United States economy. I do believe that there are a lot of great companies popping up in this country almost every single month. There is another Tesla just around the corner. There's another NVIDIA just around the corner. I think if we learn about finance, if we learn and understand some basics, we can take advantage of opportunities. And they're everywhere. Some people say, oh, crypto is crap, or some people say, real estate, there's no money to be made. I mean, guess what? I met with a gentleman who's like 75-year-old and made his entire retirement just in last couple of months. He's so happy that he was in crypto. Similarly, I met with a lady who runs a food truck, and she doesn't have any 401k. She doesn't have any Roth 401k. But guess what? She actually owns seven real estate just out of running a food truck, and all paid off 100%. I mean, that's a wonderful retirement. And then I meet with people who heavily invest in Tesla. I met with people who heavily invest in Palantir, who, and I also met people who do simple index investing. So you can make money in so many different ways in this country. If you missed out on any opportunity, whether it's NVIDIA or Tesla, don't worry about it too much. I'm going to give you simple math that's going to make you feel bad, that's going to make you feel good, and that will help you figure out some of these things in future. So please stay with me and watch this video till end, because it's going to help you quite a bit in your financial journey. But before I begin, let me remind everyone that my name is Deepak and I'm a tax code advisor. Remember, tax code, that means I help people with taxes. I'm here to help you if you did make tons of money with Tesla or Palantir or NVIDIA or whatnot, and you want to figure out how to lower your taxes, or maybe you had a great real estate and you want to lower your taxes, or maybe you just want to run your real estate deal by me, or maybe your business deal by me, and kind of get my opinion on what's going on. So anyhow, that's what I do for a living. I'm not here to give you an investment advice. I'm not here to tell you what to buy, what not to buy, or what price to buy or what not. I'm just going to share some ideas behind how I think about valuations. That's going to help you think about them in future as well, and that's going to, for sure, it's going to make you feel better. I can assure you that much. All right, so let's get started. Let's talk about Tesla. Well, number one is, if you ever want to buy Tesla at a fair price, you haven't had that opportunity for very, very long time. For a very long time, really. Tesla was overpriced at 140. Tesla was overpriced at 200. Tesla was overpriced at 300. Tesla was overpriced at 400. Seriously. Now, some of you guys who are big bull in Tesla, who believe in autonomous vehicles, some of you guys believe in robotics, or for many other reasons, you would say, Deepak, you're stupid. You don't know anything about future, and you're just calling it overvalued for no reason. All right. So those of you guys, my humble request, just stay with me for a second, and then we'll come back to it. Because maybe when I say overvaluation, you are looking at it from a different point of view. But those of you guys who thought that you guys missed out on Tesla, or how you miscalculated Tesla, I think you guys will like what I have to say. All right. So when we take a look at a stock price, whether it's $100, $200, $500, doesn't matter. That stock price has two components to it. One component is how the company is doing today. Another component is what we think this company will do in future. This current part, the how the company has been doing, I think this one is what we call fair valuation, because everybody can evaluate it. You don't need me. You don't need no financial pundit. You don't need anyone. You can take a look at the PE ratio. You can figure that out. So sometimes people tell me something is expensive or not expensive based on PE ratio. Well, honestly speaking, that is ridiculous, because PE ratio is available to everyone. And if the markets truly dependent on PE ratios, that means markets will always be fair. And if they're fair, that means by definition, there will never be an opportunity. And that means the only thing that will left is index funds, and everybody else will go out of business. But obviously, that's not the reality. Tons of people do make money. Matter of fact, a large number of my clients who come to me, they come to me because they do make tons of money in business. All right. So when we take a look at stock price, portion of it is current valuation and portion of it is future valuation. So you need to be able to divide those two and figure out how is the market looking at this. And oftentimes what you're going to find is that people get either over optimistic about the future, or they are just too scared of future. One of those two things happen. So let's take a look at Tesla, for example. I'm looking at the Tesla valuation on the other screen. You can pull it up on your screen, or maybe I can put up a chart here in the editing in a second here. But if I'm looking at it and I go like, okay, Tesla shares, December 31st, 2023, are $4.30 earning per share, diluted earning per share. $4.30. That's what this company makes. $4.30. That means people are paying $430 for this company to produce $4.30. Now you can compare that number with many other large companies, and you will find out that you're paying obviously the most premium for Tesla. But the question is why? Why are we paying that premium? Why people were paying $140 just a couple of months ago, and now they're paying $430? What has really changed? Is there a new earning per share? No, I don't see it. Is there a huge revenue growth? No, I don't see it. I don't see anything fundamentally that has changed with the company. The only thing that has changed is that Trump has won the presidency. That's the only thing that has changed fundamentally with Tesla. And even winning of presidency, at the best, you can say 50-50 chance, but a lot of people did not really believe that Trump would actually win a second term. A lot of people were not believer in that. So the fact that he's a president itself is a surprise, and market loves surprise. Anytime you want to take a look at a company that is doing very well, when I say doing very well, means the stock price is doing very well. A company might not be doing very well. For example, if I take a look at Tesla, is a great example. They're not doing very well, but the stock price is doing extremely well. So that's what I'm talking about. So when you say take a look at those companies, what you're really talking about a surprise, and surprise can be upwards or downwards. Very well that maybe Trump wouldn't have won the presidency. Maybe he would have lost the presidency. And if he would have lost the presidency, there's a very high likelihood that stock price would have tanked. Instead of 140, maybe we'll be sitting at $100. So one reason I'll give you that not to worry about it too much is because you did not know who is going to win the presidency. Nobody knew, right? So the fact that you did not bet on Trump winning, I would not cry about that. That's okay. You cannot make a future prediction. Nobody can. All right. So that's number one. Number two, a lot of people, especially on YouTube, on social media, now that Tesla has gone from $140 to $430, are making a big deal out of it. All of a sudden, everybody sounds like a genius. I told you so. I know this. I know this. Everybody's talking about that. I mean, I see like I can make probably a video about Tesla every day and earn millions of views on YouTube. But if I talk about this boring, um, you know, finances, if I talk about the reality, if I talk about the truth, if I bring the ground reality, these videos don't really do well because people like surprises. If I make a title that looks like surprise, watch this video about Tesla before 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, why Tesla is going to crash, why people are going to lose money, crap like that. Then videos do get a lot of views and people start paying attention. So first thing Stop paying attention to all this junk. It is no good. These people have no idea, right? If they are that good, ask them to produce their last 20-year history. You'll be surprised how many times they're wrong. They probably have lost money more than they have actually earned. I see it all the time. I see it because I look at people's tax returns. I see their capital gains. Very rarely I see somebody very successful with stocks. Do that happen? Yeah, every now and then it does happen, but most of the time it happens the other way around. People make a right guess and people make a wrong guess. So just because if you pick the wrong company, do not shoot yourself. This is okay. Let's talk about valuation. So if I take a look at Tesla, and let's just say if Tesla price was $140. So let's rewind the clock. This is before election, and we go back a couple of months. And let's just Tesla is $140. Forget about $430 today. Would you buy it today? So how would you look at it? Well, you go back to the finances. You will take a look at, well, how much is the company making? You will go to their finances and you say, oh, company is making $3.65. Okay, that means I want to give some money to Tesla in order for Tesla to give me $3.65 for each share that I own every year. Okay, so general rule of thumb in finance industry, and this could be different, is what we call discount rate. That means we discount the future value by certain percentage to because that's a future value. I'm not getting that. There's some inflation involved there. There's some risk involved there. So we discount that future value, and some people discount by 5%, but general rule of thumb is 10%. So I'm going to take $3.65 and I'm going to divide it by 0.1. Simple, right? No calculator needs nothing. What do I get? $36. That means to me, based on that number, the fair price for Tesla is $36. But let's just say if Tesla is actually not trading at $36, Tesla is trading at $140. That is what? 80% of valuation of Tesla stock is coming not from the current valuation, but it's coming from future expectations. That means people who own Tesla stocks or who are buying Tesla stocks at $140 expect Tesla to do great in the near future. And that's what that $80, that 80% of that valuation is from. Now, sometimes that's fair, sometimes that is not fair. So you have to figure that out based on what you think how well this company is going to do. And when I say that, like how well this company will depend on how fast the company is growing, and if they have any competition, will they able to keep their margins, what kind of federal policies will be around. All of those things come into play. But obviously, in this case, people believe in Tesla. So even at $180 or $140, a couple of months ago, if you were buying Tesla, you were really believing that 80% of that value is the right price to pay because it's going to do good in future. Okay, how good? We need to figure that out, right? That means what does that earning per share should look like in order for it to be $140? Very simple. It needs to be producing $14 per share. If this stock was producing $14 per share, so 14 divided by 0.1, what do I get? 140. Simple math. Again, I don't need a calculator for that. Okay, you can do it in your head. So in order for that stock to be worth $14, earning per share had to be 14. What is that number? $3.65. That means company needs to basically be profitable 4 times, at the bare minimum, in order for it to justify that $140 valuation. Now, currently, that number is $430. $430. So, in order for me to justify $430, company needs to earn almost $43. It's earning less than $4. That means it needs to 10x, not just its revenue, profit. It needs to 10x its profit to justify that valuation. Okay. Now, would Tesla be able to 10x its profit? Maybe. Maybe they can. I don't know, but maybe they can. But let's just say they can. Well, would that happen in next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? I don't think anybody really knows that. Nobody really knows that. I don't think Tesla knows that. Um, it can happen. It can't happen. Who knows? But the point is that people are willing to pay for that future today. So in my opinion, Tesla was overpriced at $140. It was overpriced at 200. It was overpriced at 250. It's overpriced at 430. It does not make it right or wrong to own the company. I'm just saying how I look at the company's overpricing. Now, are you ever able to buy a company at fair price? The answer is very rarely. If you're going to wait to buy something at fair price, you're going to have to wait a very long time. So it usually does not make sense to wait. But at the same time, you cannot invest into a future that is too far away. So if I say, can Tesla double the profit in next 3 years? If I take a look at the history, they went from $1.63 to $3.62 in 1 year, from 360 to 430 in 1 year. So maybe from 430 they go to 530 or 6 next year, from 630 to, let's just say, 730 the year after, 730 to maybe 9 the third year, maybe up to $10 per share in next 4 years. So we're sitting in 2024. If we come around in 2028, maybe the company is doing $8 or $9. And even in $8 and $9, if I were to do fair valuation, that'd be $80 or $90. Now, obviously, Tesla will continue to grow, so maybe we'll give it some earnings multiple, and there could be some additional future valuation on top of that. Let's call it 100%. That means I'm going to give it 50-50, 50% for the current valuation, 50% for the future growth. Even then, the stock will be worth $200, and that is 4 years down the road for me. So those of you guys who missed out on Tesla, don't worry about it. You know, um, not everything is always rational. You have no idea. You had no idea that. If you take a look at what has really changed with Tesla in last couple of months, nothing, right? Nothing financially. The earnings report hasn't changed. The earning per share hasn't changed. Revenue growth hasn't changed. Margins hasn't changed. None of that has changed. The only thing that has changed is that Tesla. Now Tesla has a a president who is more than likely going to support Elon Musk. And Elon Musk now have a role in the government. So people believe that he will be able to do things that were not possible before. So maybe he can, maybe he can't. I cannot see the future, neither can anybody else. So don't trust all these people when they're telling you all kind of stories. They didn't know. They just happened to got lucky. It could have been easily the other way around. Um, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Tesla as a car company is very difficult for it to survive, right? If it was so easy, there's no reason for us to put tariffs on China. There's no reason for us to restrict BYD from coming into the United States. The truth is, we're doing all this because Tesla cannot survive. We know Tesla has a bad business model. We know Tesla has bad margins. We know Tesla as a business is a bad business. We know that because if that was not the case, Tesla will be kicking butts in China, but they're not, right? They're not. So what I'm really believing in, a lot of people are believing in that Tesla will be able to crack the code for autonomous vehicle, and that's where all this valuation is coming from. But like I said earlier, in order for me to justify that valuation, the future needs to be changing a lot, and and that brings me to the most important point. How do I look at Tesla going forward? Well, Tesla is going to be volatile. Why? Because a lot has to change for it to justify that $430 valuation. Is it possible for it to hit $900? Yes, it has done in the past. It has done, like Tesla is a great opportunity for people who thrive on volatility. If you love volatility, if you want to make money out of volatility, Tesla is your company. They're really good at it. Why? Because they have a leader. When he goes on a stage and talks about it, people believe him. People believe that he will have autonomous vehicle 10 years ago. People believed in 5 years ago. People are believing it today. But at the same time, people don't realize the reality that Waymo been running an autonomous vehicle for the last several years. And guess what? We don't see them around. We don't see auto industry going out of business. We don't see car insurance business going out of business. We still own the cars. We still have our garages. Nothing major has really happened just yet. Will it happen one day? Yes. Will Tesla be the only company doing it? No. So those are the reasons why I believe that Tesla will continue to be a volatile company. And I would not be buying the stock at 430 today. If I want to take advantage of these price moments, I will be definitely looking out for those. But this is how I look at the valuation. I take a look at how is it doing today, and what part of that price is belongs to future. And then I also look at the other opportunities. I mean, I don't have unlimited funds. It's not like I can buy all of Tesla or I can buy this or that. I only have so much money to spend. So because I only have so much money to spend, where do I spend the money? Sometimes people are, Deepak, you don't own Tesla, you missed out. And I'm like, how do you know that? You have no idea what else I own. Maybe what I own went up 300%, 400%, 500%. You have no clue. You don't know. There are opportunities in market every single year. It's just that people get focused on one opportunity only. That's why I say again and again, United States is a great company for you to make tons of money. There are opportunities here every single year. If you don't understand them, if you cannot recognize them, don't worry about too much. Stick with index fundings, learn finances, try to understand what's the earning per share is, try to understand how does it impact the company, try to learn the financial statements. If you don't want to do all that headache, then leave it alone. Be happy with index funding. Index funds, they work just as good. One of the reasons why index funds work very well is because when people put in index funds, they don't really care so much about valuation. I know people who put their 401k automatically goes to S&P 500 or automatically goes to NASDAQ. It's like automatic and been going on for years. They don't look at the valuation of Apple or valuation of Tesla or valuation of Meta. Doesn't matter. Money comes in, goes in there, regardless of valuation. And because of that, because nobody is looking at the valuation, they're just constantly pumping money into these funds. The index funds has become the main choice for a lot of investors in the United States, which produces an average return. The problem is when your friend, when somebody they make more than average, and they come brag about it, and they say, look, I made 30% a year, I made 40% a year. That is painful, and I feel that. And that's why I'm here to guide you, coach you, to not be fearful about that. It's okay to make 10-12%. There's nothing wrong with that. A good investor is someone who looks at a long-term horizon. Another problem I see is people start to compare index funds with uh, individual stocks, and individual stock and index investing are completely two different mindset, and you need to start looking at those things completely differently. When you invest in individual stocks such as Tesla, you're not investing in that company because of today or tomorrow. That would be a bad way of investing. You're looking into it because you truly believe in that company, and you need to come up with some long-term time frame, because companies don't do good at a short term. Companies do good over a long term. You're looking for next Meta, you're looking for next Google, you're looking for next Tesla. That takes time. It doesn't happen over time. Anyhow, that's a topic for another video. Maybe we can talk about it a lot later on. But I just wanted to kind of give you a broad understanding as to what's happening with Tesla. It's not as rosy as people make it sound like. I think it will remain volatile, and you will have plenty of opportunity to participate in it. And lastly, I'll leave you with this thought. If you're not the guy who wants to look at all this math and you want to think about all this, then Financial Pundits has put together a simple strategy for us. And that strategy is dollar cost averaging. If you truly believe in Tesla, then you simply dollar cost average and you don't worry about high price, low price. It's just that you believe that the future looks better than today. And if you believe on that theory, then over a long time, you'll work out just fine as well. So anyhow, those are some of the ways to look at Tesla. I hope this video makes you feel better. At least you understand that you are not wrong if you did not invest in Tesla. You should not beat yourself. Now, if you're a bull in Tesla, God bless you. You did very well. I think you have a reason to celebrate, and I'm with you guys. Call me for a party. I'll be happy to come out and say hello to you guys. But trust me, there will be another opportunity. There always is. So never be scared. There's always an opportunity in market. Just be patient. Your time will come. There will be a time when you'll become so good that you'll be able to spot those opportunities. But do not make a decision because of fear of missing out. Do not jump into a stock because you got scared because somebody told you they made tons of money. That's just a bad way of investing. Um, so Tesla, does Tesla have a future? Absolutely. But does only Tesla have a future? No, obviously. There's a lot of other companies who will do just as good. So that's the way I look at it. So anyhow, guys, my name is Deepak and I'm a tax code advisor. And once again, I want to remind you that I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not here to give you investment advice. I'm just talking about some basic financial principles that I feel that help me sleep better at night. And if you learn those, I think you can avoid some of the crap that we hear on social media and focus on what matters most. And that is happiness, that is being able to sleep at night, that is able to spend our time with family, and most importantly, not lose our capital. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with me. I'll look forward to talking to you in near future. As always, if you have a tax problem, you can reach out to me. If you need some help with reducing taxes, I'm your guy. I work nationwide. So, if you're dealing with some capital gain problems, or you're a high income earner, you want to reduce your taxes, or you just need some planning advice as to how you can structure your transactions, then definitely reach out to me. Just go to taxcodeadvisors.com and reach out to me there. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next discussion call, and we will try to talk about these topics live. See you soon.